Shari has always been someone who has shared parts of her life publicly, but the recent messages she posted have many people looking at her story in a different way. Instead of only seeing the drama, the arguments, or the headlines that have followed her over the years, many fans believe they are seeing a woman turning a difficult season into something bigger than herself. Recently, Melody shared several posts that caused a lot of conversation. She did not directly name anyone in those posts, and it is important to respect that. However, many people connected her words to the challenges she has been facing and the conversations happening around her personal life. Her messages were focused on faith, strength, healing, purpose, and encouraging people who feel tired or defeated. One of the first messages she shared was about being protected and going through a battle. Many followers immediately started talking about what has been happening around her, but Melody's focus seemed to go beyond one situation. Her words appeared to speak to anyone who has been fighting something privately while still trying to stay strong publicly. Then Melody shared a message encouraging people who feel overwhelmed, forgotten, or like they have been waiting too long for things to change. She reminded her followers that their kindness, their help, their love, and the good they have done has not gone unnoticed. The message was powerful because it felt like something she was not only saying to others but also reminding herself. For years, people who follow Melody have seen her as someone who gives a lot to others. Whether it was supporting people, encouraging others, or showing up when someone needed help, many fans have pointed out that she has often been someone who tries to pour into others. That is why some people believe these recent messages felt very personal. Sometimes when someone is going through a difficult moment, the same advice they give others becomes something they need to hold on to themselves. It is easy to encourage people when everything is going well, but it means something different when a person is trying to stay strong during their own storm. Melody also shared responses from supporters who connected deeply with her words. One person explained that they felt broken, forgotten, and hopeless, but Melody's message reached them at the right time. Instead of ignoring that person's pain, Melody responded with encouragement and reminded them that their efforts and their good actions still matter. That moment showed something many people have noticed about her. Even while dealing with her own struggles, she still takes time to respond to others. Many supporters said they respected that because it showed that she was not only speaking about strength but trying to live it. Another supporter told Melody that even while she was facing her own spiritual battle, she was still finding ways to encourage others. Melody's response was simple. She said she trusted God. That statement became one of the biggest themes of her recent posts. No matter what people think about the situation, Melody continued to point back to faith. She talked about trusting the process and believing that things happen for a reason. Later, she shared another message about prayer and staying encouraged. She talked about negative energy, opposition, and people who may want to see someone fail. Her message was that no matter what happens, a person's purpose cannot be stopped if they continue moving forward. Many fans saw this as a sign that Melody is entering a different chapter. Instead of responding only to rumors or focusing on personal conflict, she appears to be shifting her attention towards something larger. And that shift became even clearer when she started talking about post-separation abuse and the challenges some people face after leaving relationships. This is where many people believe Melody's story is moving from a personal experience into a public conversation. She shared a clip connected to Oprah's discussions about real-life stories involving relationships, loss, and difficult situations. Melody's message was not just about one person or one event. She pointed toward a bigger issue that many people do not always understand. She talked about how obsession can be real and how post-separation abuse is real. For many people, this was the moment when they realized Melody may be preparing to use her platform in a different way. Because when someone leaves a relationship, many people assume the hardest part is already over. They think once the relationship ends, everything becomes easier. But for some people, that is not always the reality. The period after separation can bring new challenges. Some people may struggle with control, emotions, pressure, or continued conflict. This is why conversations around safety, support, and awareness matter. Melody's message appeared to focus on bringing attention to those conversations. She said her public movement was just getting started and that it was time for discussions to begin. That statement stood out because it sounded less like a response and more like a mission. For years, reality TV has shown relationships, breakups, arguments, and emotional moments. Viewers often see the public side of these stories, but they do not always see what happens behind the scenes. Melody seems to be saying that there are deeper conversations that need to happen, not just about entertainment, not just about drama, but about real experiences that many people go through quietly. One of the topics she brought up was how leaving a relationship can sometimes be a dangerous period for some women. This is a conversation that has been discussed by many experts and organizations because separation can sometimes create intense situations. Many people tell someone to simply leave, but the reality can be more complicated. Leaving requires planning, support, and understanding. Every situation is different. This is why Melody's message connected with many people. Because she was not only talking about herself, she was talking about people who may have felt unheard. She said women should know they are not alone. That message became important because many supporters believe she is trying to turn her own difficult experience into something that helps others. And that has been a pattern many people have noticed about Melody. When something happens in her life, she often tries to find a bigger meaning in it. Instead of staying stuck in pain, she has shown interest in growth, healing, and purpose. This does not mean the situation is simple or that everything is suddenly fixed. It means she appears to be looking for a way to move forward. And for many people watching her journey, that is what makes this moment different. Because the focus is no longer only on what happened. The focus is becoming what happens next. As more people watched Melody's recent posts, the conversation started changing. Instead of only discussing the details surrounding her personal situation, many people began focusing on the message behind her words. A lot of viewers said they noticed a difference in the way she was communicating. They felt that she was not simply reacting emotionally, but that she was trying to create awareness around something that affects many people. When someone goes through a difficult public situation, it can be easy for the conversation to become only about blame, opinions, and sides. But Melody's recent messages seem to move toward a bigger topic, understanding what happens when people leave unhealthy situations and what support looks like afterward. This is why the phrase post-separation abuse became such a major part of the discussion. Many people are familiar with the idea of relationship problems, but not everyone understands that challenges can continue even after a relationship ends. Sometimes people believe that once two people separate, everything automatically becomes peaceful. But for some individuals, the emotional stress, conflict, and pressure can continue. That is why awareness matters. Because when people understand something, they can respond differently. They can support others better. They can ask better questions. And they can stop looking at complicated situations as if there is always an easy answer. Melody's statement about starting conversations showed that she may want to use her public voice in a different way. For years, she has been known through entertainment and reality television. But now many people believe she is stepping into a role that focuses more on education and advocacy. The idea of turning personal pain into purpose is something many people connect with. A difficult experience can change a person. It can make them more aware of problems they never noticed before. It can make them want to help others avoid the same struggles. And that seems to be the direction many fans believe Melody is moving toward. One of the strongest parts of her message was when she talked about women feeling seen and supported. She mentioned that people have lived through these experiences too. That line stood out because it reminded many viewers that behind every public story, there are real emotions and real people. Not every struggle is visible. Not every person talks about what they are going through. Some people continue smiling, working, raising families, and helping others while carrying heavy situations privately. This is why supporters connected so much with Melody's words about encouragement. Because sometimes people need to hear that they are not forgotten. They need to hear that their efforts matter. They need to hear that a difficult season does not erase their value. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos.